All right, so updated video for the nylon DustRam. We have finally come to the lifespan of the bolted collar nylon DustRam. It is now being replaced with the toggle latch nylon DustRam. Requires no tools to put on and off of the chip and hammer, and I'll show you that in a minute. A couple of things to let you guys know. When you get these DustRams, don't throw these carelessly around in the bed of your truck. Don't put them up on the shelf where they're going to rattle off and fall. These will last you a very, very long time, as long as you're not careless and drop these. They are made out of nylon, but they are subject to impacts, so don't drop them. The nose, over time, is going to wear out. The nose is designed to be a wear item, and because it's not a metal nose, it's going to wear out. There's a bolt on this side, and there's a bolt on this side. It's 2 bolts. Take them out, put a new nose on, put a little drop of blue Loctite on them when you're done, and you're good to go. Now, getting started, all of my stuff has these ski rams on them. Now, you may or may not have purchased a ski ram, but they go on pretty easy. They just snap on. That goes back in there like that, and that now will stand up on its own. Chisels, make sure that when you work that you use these chisels, you grease them on a daily basis. Don't just leave this thing installed to wear out. Take some grease, probably about that much right there, and just take your finger and just smear on the shaft. And do this before you put it into the chipping hammer. Okay. You lift it up right here, bring the chisel in, lock it in there. Now, again, you'll see that because of the ski ram, this thing sits up all by itself. This thing will not stand up without a ski ram. If you haven't already got a ski ram, you might want to think about getting one. It'll keep the bottom of the motor out of the sand and the grit. It'll help preserve your armature, things like that. Make sure that your selector is set at hammer only and not forward on hammer drill, because if you turn it on, that thing's going to want to turn. If it turns inside of here, you're going to break your nose. I'm going to turn this back over here. Now, to put this on here, I'm going to go ahead and loosen this up for now. Flip this around over here like this. That slides on here like so. Then from here I can set this back down. Now if you'll notice, see this ridge right here? This is going to come back to that edge right there. So you'll bring it back that far. And that is so your blade will stick out as far as it can. Line this thing up basically this way, pull it back to there. Line that up right where you want it. And do just like that. So now that DustRam is on there. At this point, all you would have to do is put a vacuum hose on there, you're good to go. I would suggest in the cold winter months, if this thing has been riding around in a freezing trailer, before you put this on a chipping hammer, take it into a house as you're setting up and let the nylon DustRam try to get to basic room temperature. You don't want this thing, 20 below degrees and then snap this collar into place. It might break it just because it's so cold. So try to use this at normal, room temperature, anywhere from say 60 degrees up to 110 degrees. As far as doing the nose, I'll show you how to do the nose real quick. By the way, when you're not using this thing, take it off and close the latch right here. Don't transport this while it's on the chipping hammer and have to drive around from job to job. If this thing falls over in your trailer, it might break this. So, 5 30-seconds, T-handle, Allen head. Okay, so this is pretend it's 6 months to a year down the road, and this nose is just finally wearing out. Pops off, take a fresh one, slide this on here like this. You might want to take a 1/4-20 die and maybe clean the Loctite off of there. But if there's very little on there, you won't have to. I'm just going to take, basically I put a drop about the size of a pea right on there. Flip it over. By the way, you saw I just snugged it up. There's no reason to try to over tighten things. It's hard on the inserts if you try to do that. It's just designed to be snug. The cool thing about the nose is it's designed in such a way is that it's keyed. So once it goes into place and the bolts hold it from the side, it can't move in and out. It can't move from side to side. So that's it. That's basically a nose replacement right there. So one other thing that I wanted to mention to you guys out there. Now this should come pre-adjusted to snap tightly onto your chipping hammer. If somewhere down the road it starts to move a little bit, one of the things that you can try is take some lacquer thinner or some acetone on a rag. Sometimes there gets to be some dirt or grease that's in here, especially if you're using WD-40 to kind of lubricate this. Make sure that this is clean. If it still slips a little bit, you'll notice that there's these blue nuts here. If you loosen up these nuts right here, a little bit here, and a little bit here, and by the way, this is 10 millimeter, then basically you would come over here and then you would just tighten this about a 1/2 of a turn, and about over here, about a 1/2 of a turn. Retighten these up here like so, and then try it again. So it doesn't take much. Sometimes you only about a 1/2 of a turn, maybe a full turn. But don't do it so tight that when you go to snap this down that you break your collars. So again, it should be already adjusted for you fine, but in case you have to do adjustment, that's how you would do it.